While the rest of the world is stuck obsessing over electric cars, Toyota has created a new engine. Their new innovation is a brand new water engine that can actually run on water. At this point, the rest of the automotive companies might as well pack their bags and call it a day. But how exactly does this engine work? And what does Toyota have to say about their latest innovation? Let's find out. Toyota has shocked the entire automotive world with its latest innovation of a water-powered engine. As electric cars continue to capture headlines, Toyota has quietly been working on something that could make electric vehicles seem outdated. The new engine uses water as its fuel source, converting it into hydrogen through an advanced electrolysis process. This process separates the water into hydrogen and oxygen, using the chemical energy released during their recombination to produce power. As a result, we get an engine that emits only water vapor. This could be our perfect solution to reduce harmful emissions and tackle global warming and air pollution concerns. The significance of this engine lies not just in its clean output but in its ability to address the limitations of electric vehicles. Electric cars have zero-emission operation, no doubt, but they rely heavily on lithium-ion batteries, which have their own set of environmental issues. The production and disposal of these batteries are resource-intensive and can be damaging to the environment. Toyota's water-powered engine solves these issues entirely. Instead of relying on batteries, it uses water, which is a resource that is not only abundant, but renewable. The electrolysis process that powers the engine can be driven by renewable energy sources like solar or wind, making the entire system much more sustainable. During a recent meeting in Japan, Toyota's Executive Vice President and Chief Technology Officer, Hiroki Nakajima, revealed this new technology to the world. Nakajima said that Toyota is not trying anymore to stay within the confines of car manufacturing but is expanding its vision to become a comprehensive mobility company. This means they are going to provide innovative transportation solutions that go beyond conventional vehicles. The water-powered engine is just a small part of this broader strategy. Nakajima was not alone in this bold proclamation. He was joined by Takuro Kato, who is leading Toyota's electric vehicle division, and Mitsumasa Yamagata, who is heading up the hydrogen car team. Together, they are trying their best to change the way we travel with this brand new technology. Toyota's hydrogen fuel cell cars are already paving the way, using a chemical reaction between stored hydrogen and oxygen from the air to create electricity that powers the vehicle. The process is super efficient, requires minimal energy, and produces zero harmful byproducts. But Toyota's new water engine is on another level. By generating hydrogen as it is needed, the engine eliminates the need for bulky and heavy storage tanks, making the car lighter, more efficient, and safer to drive. This is a big deal because, unlike hydrogen, which needs high-pressure tanks that are heavy, expensive, and prone to leaks, water is much easier to store and does not come with any of those risks. It is clearly a game-changer, not just for small cars but for big trucks and even power plants. So, with Toyota's water engine on the horizon, we might just be looking at the future of transportation. It is safer, simpler, and more sustainable than anything else out there. But did you know that the idea of making a car run on water is not exactly brand new? Before Toyota stepped in with its revolutionary water-powered engine, plenty of others tried to make cars run on water, and let's just say, it did not go well. The history of these attempts is filled with big claims, flashy headlines, and a lot of failures. Back in 2008, a Japanese company called Genpact made headlines with their bold announcement that they had built a car that could supposedly run on water alone, no gas or diesel needed. It sounded amazing at that time, but as you might expect, it was not that simple. Genpact claimed their car used a unique system to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, using the hydrogen to power the car. But there was a catch. It turned out that this miracle car also required a special material called metal hydride to make the process work. So, it was not exactly just water doing the heavy lifting. To make matters worse, Genpact never provided any solid scientific proof for their claims, leaving experts and the public skeptical. Scientists pointed out that splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen takes a lot of energy, and you cannot magically get more energy out of water than you put in. This was not the first time someone had made grand promises about water-powered cars. In the 1980s, a man named Stanley Meyer claimed he had invented a dune buggy that could run on water. He said his invention would change the world, but when people started asking for proof, Meyer could not deliver. In 1996, he was convicted of fraud, which pretty much killed any hope that his claims were legit. The Genepack story had a strange resemblance to Meyer's, and it was not long before people started doubting their claims too. The pattern of big promises and disappointing results continued. In 2002, a company called Hydrogen Technology Applications came forward with a device they called Aquagen. Initially, they used it for safer welding, but then they claimed it could power cars. However, like the others before them, their claims didn't hold up under scientific scrutiny. Eventually, the company admitted that their device could only improve fuel efficiency a bit, not run a car on water alone. Around the same time, another company called Genesis World Energy claimed they had developed a device that could extract energy from water. They managed to raise a ton of money from investors, but surprise, surprise, they never actually produced a working product. In 2006, the company's owner, Patrick Kelly, was sent to jail for fraud. Then in 2008, a man from Sri Lanka named Tushara Priyamal claimed he had driven a car on water for 190 miles using just 3 liters of water. Even the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka supported him. But soon after, Tushara was arrested for fraud. His claims, like so many before him, were found to be nothing but smoke and mirrors. More recently, in 2022, an Indonesian man named Arianto Mel claimed he had invented a device called Nkuba that could turn water into hydrogen fuel. He boasted that this device could power motorcycles for 500 kilometers on just 1 liter of water, and even claimed that big car companies like Lamborghini and Ferrari were interested. But, as usual, scientists quickly called out his claims as impossible. They also found out that the car companies were not actually interested, exposing Arianto's story as just another failed attempt to make water-powered vehicles a reality. With all these failed attempts, it is easy to wonder if there is something more going on. Could it be that powerful interests are intentionally suppressing the development of water-powered cars? While there is no hard evidence, it is not a crazy thought. The global energy industry, which is dominated by fossil fuels, is worth trillions of dollars. A technology that could make traditional energy sources obsolete would threaten the profits of some very powerful corporations. These companies have the money and influence to discredit or suppress any technology that could shake up the status quo. Fossil fuel companies, for example, have every reason to protect their market share. They might lobby against new technologies or spread misinformation to keep alternative energy solutions from gaining traction. Plus, new ideas often face skepticism from the public and the media. The idea of a car running on water sounds almost too good to be true, and concerns about safety and practicality can make people hesitant to accept it. Powerful entities might play on these fears to maintain control and prevent disruptive technologies from taking off. But now that Toyota has taken the matter into its hands, things could be different. Unlike the previous attempts, Toyota has the resources, expertise, and credibility to back up its claims with real science. But how does Toyota stack up against the EV giants like China and the US? When it comes to electric vehicles, China and the United States have been leading the charge. China, with its aggressive policies and massive investments, has become the largest market for EVs. Companies like BYD, NIO, and XPeng are at the forefront of China's EV revolution. They are benefiting from government subsidies, widespread charging networks, and strong manufacturing capabilities. China's focus on reducing carbon emissions and tackling urban pollution has led to strict regulations that favor EV adoption. This commitment has paid off, with millions of electric cars sold each year and a rapidly expanding charging infrastructure. It is no surprise China holds a top spot in the global EV market. In the United States, Tesla is the undisputed leader in the EV space. Under Elon Musk's direction, Tesla has transformed the industry with its sleek designs, advanced technology, and extensive supercharger network. Tesla's continuous improvements in battery efficiency and range have set new industry standards. They are pushing the boundaries of what EVs can achieve. Other US automakers, like General Motors and Ford, are also giving everyone a good competition. They are regularly manufacturing new electric models and investing heavily in EV technology. However, despite the progress, both China and the US face many challenges, especially when it comes to the environmental impact of battery production and disposal, as well as the need for sustainable energy sources to power these vehicles. This is where Toyota's water-powered engine presents a compelling alternative. While traditional electric vehicles rely on large lithium-ion batteries, Toyota's innovation uses hydrogen fuel cells derived from water. This approach not only addresses the environmental concerns associated with battery production but also offers a cleaner and more sustainable solution. Unlike battery electric vehicles, which can take hours to recharge, hydrogen fuel cells can be refueled in just a few minutes, making Toyota's water-powered car far more convenient for long-distance travel. Another major advantage of Toyota's hydrogen fuel cells is their higher energy density compared to lithium-ion batteries. This means they can store more energy per unit of weight, potentially offering a greater driving range. On top of all that, hydrogen can be produced using renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. This further enhances the sustainability of this technology. Toyota has also tackled some of the key challenges associated with hydrogen production and storage. They have developed advanced electrolysis units that are more efficient and have reduced the overall energy required to produce hydrogen from water. These units use the best materials to boost efficiency, making large-scale hydrogen production more feasible. For storage, Toyota has innovated with high-pressure tanks made from advanced composite materials. This makes sure they are both lightweight and extremely durable. These tanks come equipped with advanced sensors and safety features to detect and prevent leaks, providing an additional layer of security. Operating hydrogen vehicles in cold climates has been another hurdle, as hydrogen can freeze at extremely low temperatures. But Toyota has addressed this issue by incorporating heating elements and insulation into the hydrogen storage system. This ensures reliable performance even in harsh winter conditions, making their hydrogen-powered vehicles viable in a wider range of environments. Toyota's approach aligns perfectly with global efforts to reduce reliance on fossil fuels. By using renewable energy sources to generate hydrogen, Toyota's water-powered car can operate with a minimal carbon footprint. But that's not the only effort they have made for a greener future. Toyota has been a trailblazer in eco-friendly tech for years. They have forever been pushing for hybrid technology and finding ways to make traditional fuels less harmful to the environment. They are even working on synthetic hydrocarbons that can recycle CO2 into fuel, which will cut down on carbon emissions. Not just that, Toyota has been investing in fuels made from things like plants and animal waste. That's right. They are trying to turn trash into something useful. These renewable fuels could offer a more sustainable way to keep cars running while we wait for hydrogen and electric infrastructure to catch up. But the real star of the show is hydrogen fuel cell technology. Toyota has been at this for decades, perfecting the process of turning hydrogen gas into electricity with nothing but water vapor coming out of the tailpipe. This means there will be no nasty emissions, just clean energy. Toyota has filed for 5,000 patents as well, making sure they stay ahead in the race for a cleaner planet. The big milestone is their Mirai. This is the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell car. Launched in 2014, the Mirai's goal was to blend eco-friendliness with everyday practicality. With a range of over 300 miles and a quick 5-minute refuel, it is proof that you don't have to sacrifice convenience to go green. Toyota's commitment is not just about cars, though. They are also looking at hydrogen-powered buses, trucks, and even generators. They are serious about cutting down emissions across the board, making sure we all have a cleaner, greener future to look forward to. And to make that all possible, the one thing that is at the center of everything is their water-based engine. But how does it really work? What happens internally? How does this engine work? Toyota's hydrogen fuel cell engine operates using a chemical reaction between the hydrogen stored in the car and the oxygen from the air. When these two elements combine, they create electricity that powers the vehicle. It is a smart, efficient way to get cars moving without any harmful emissions. The most interesting thing here is that the engine has a key component called an electrolyzer. This device takes water, just regular water, and uses a process called electrolysis to split the water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Water, as you might remember from science class, is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. The electrolyzer applies electricity to break these atoms apart. The electricity is sent through 2 metal electrodes, which are inserted into the water. As the electricity flows through these electrodes, the water molecules start to split. The hydrogen atoms are drawn to one electrode, while the oxygen atoms head toward the other. This separation is what makes the magic happen. The hydrogen produced during this process is then used as fuel for the motor. The motor converts the electrical energy from the hydrogen into mechanical energy that drives the wheels. There is also a power control unit that manages the flow of electricity, which makes sure that the motor gets just the right amount for smooth acceleration and efficient braking. During braking, the motor actually works in reverse, converting kinetic energy back into electrical energy and storing it in the battery. This boosts efficiency and also enhances the driving experience by providing a smooth, responsive feel. However, electrolysis is not perfect. Traditional systems are about 60 to 70% efficient, meaning that 30 to 40% of the energy is lost as heat. But don't worry. Toyota's advancements have pushed this efficiency closer to 80%. They have accomplished this number by using better materials, more efficient catalysts, and optimized conditions. Once the hydrogen is produced, it is stored and later used in a fuel cell to generate electricity, which powers the car. Even though the combined efficiency of the electrolysis and fuel cell systems is around 40 to 50%, the high energy density of hydrogen means that these vehicles can still go the distance. In fact, hydrogen-powered cars typically offer a longer range than traditional battery electric vehicles. So, while the process might seem a bit complicated, the result is a highly efficient, green energy solution that could change the way we think about driving. Now that they have revealed their water-based engine, what has Toyota planned for the future? The future of mobility. Toyota is aiming to redefine the future of mobility altogether. Under their ambitious banner, "Let's change the future of cars," Toyota is trying to make the best use of hydrogen technology to make it a real competitor in the global energy market. Toyota revealed that they have plans to make hydrogen a commercially viable fuel across Europe, China, and North America by 2030. Toyota's vision includes a new hydrogen factory opening in July 2024. This facility will centralize the development, production, and sales of hydrogen fuel cells, making Toyota quicker and more agile in adapting to market needs. Then by localizing R&D and production in key global markets, strengthening partnerships, and advancing next-gen fuel cell tech, Toyota plans to cut costs by up to 50%. The good news is that this will make hydrogen more accessible for everyone. Not just that, Toyota is also working on innovative ways to produce hydrogen more sustainably. They have decided to use biogas from chicken manure and food waste in Thailand. And then they are also exploring multi-hydrogen tank concepts to convert existing vehicles. This will make hydrogen an option across various vehicle types. With these creative ideas, Toyota has positioned itself as a leader in the push toward a hydrogen-powered future. The only question now is, will Toyota's new engine truly mark the end of electric cars? What do you think? Share your opinions with us in the comments below. If you want to hear more amusing stories, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel, cause we have got a lot more of this. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.